Okay, this is the oven that was, well, not the oven, but the stuff inside that was popping at 350 degrees yesterday during the video. It's just a regular turkey roaster oven with an insulated lid. Right, I've shown it before in other videos. You just need to do a YouTube search for Jack Crafty heat treating and look at the latest video, I guess. Heavy duty aluminum foil and fiberglass insulation. And I think it used to have a pan inside. I took that out. It's a ceramic pan. And what you're left with is a place where you can heat treat your rocks. Now, you might be asking, what does it mean when it starts popping? Is it popcorn? No, it's not popcorn. Okay. This is what happens. This particular type of fracture, I think, is called crazing. Crazing. Right? It happens quite often when this type of stone is exposed to heat. Heat in excess of 250 degrees. It doesn't mean that it's all ruined. It just means that some of it is ruined for sure. Like, I probably wouldn't want to nap this piece, although some of it looks like it's still intact. It's risky because there could be some internal flaws. But it may be that only half of this is bad. So what I do is I check it out. That's why I wanted to show you this. I check out the batch and see what happens. See what happened. Now, I'm not too sad about this being ruined because it was really terrible stone to begin with. So no big loss if it's ruined. But it is easier to nap now, at least in the spots that were not ruined by the heat treating. I might have a little biface in there somewhere. Anyway, okay, so I'll take that out. This was a terrible piece too, not very low quality chert. That does not look glossy enough yet, although it does snap better than it was yesterday. So I'm going to reheat this since I think it can stand a little bit more heat. I need to focus here. Since I think it can stand a little more heat, I don't see any heat damage at all. And this type of chert that's very rough and grainy and dull probably can be heated up to about 500 degrees with no problem. But we'll do it again slowly. Take it up to 350 again and see if I removed all the heat popped stuff. This actually looks pretty good. Yeah, so it's sufficiently heat treated enough for me to nap it. Yeah, it was nasty yesterday. It did not want to nap very well. I don't know if we can see yeah, there's the glossy. So that's okay. All the similar stone to that. Yeah, it's going to be good. Nice, nice. Yep. All of this was poor quality chert. Now, I don't know what... Oh yeah, I took some off of here. It was very grainy. Let's see. Still very grainy. So I'll put that back in for another round of heat treatment and see if it does anything. Some more stone from Gary. This This is a piece of tabular chert. It usually does not need much heat, but sometimes they do. It looks glossy enough for me to use, so I'll use it. Now, as in the process of using these, sometimes I'll get knapping it, and I'll get down to a blade like this or something, and I'll find that it's not really knapping all that well, so I'll put it back in. So it's a complicated process if I have to explain it, but I think you get the idea. You just test it out. A lot of times I'll write down the heat number. This was 350 degrees. This was already knapping okay. Right, so if I get knapping it, it looks better now. Yeah, it's more glossy now, and it probably is a little bit better. If I can get a biface out of it, and if these concrete areas are not giving me any trouble, I'll just leave it. But if these concrete areas are giving me trouble, I'll put it back in at a higher heat than this. That's why it's important to write the heat number. But if I don't think it needs any more, I won't write the heat number. But if I got the heat number on it, that means it needs to go higher than that for a better effect, hopefully. Hopefully a better effect and not a detrimental effect. Not a bad effect. Yeah, this particular stuff heat treated nicely. Although it has a lot of pockets of stuff, and these hollows are called vugs, I think, V-U-G-S. This kind of stuff, I think. Some of these are, at least in European folklore, some of these were considered to be good luck when it had a natural hole in it, so you would hang it either as a pendant or some sort of charm. I'm not a big believer in the folk superstition stuff, but I do think it's kind of cool. Nice. I think that heated up well. So, I keep those that have the holes in it. I try not to nap the holes out of those. And whoever wants them, sometimes one of my kids will want it. This looks like the Mississippi gravel type stuff, or something similar. And it looks like it needs more heat. Although that did chip easily. It was chipping easily yesterday too, so I'm gonna use more heat for this one. Okay, so technically I should be writing all these, writing the heat number on these that I want to reheat. And then what happens is when I take them out, let's say I heat them at 400 or 450, I'll cross that number out and put 450 or whatever I did. Okay. It can get complicated. And it can get to be a pain in the butt. But if you get good at it, it can basically change your whole outlook and save you a ton of money. It basically doubles my nappable amount of stone. A lot of my stone, I would say at least half of my stone, can be improved with heat. The stone that I have, especially the stuff I gather myself, because I'm just a newbie at this, right? A lot of places here in Texas that people can find stone is heavily looted, right? And they already know, they're smart. They already know that, well, that stone's not going to do well with heat, so they'll leave it, right? And I pick it up. I go, Ooh, no one wants this, but I can use it. Or maybe I'm naive enough to say, no one's been here before. Yeah, I get this cool stone. Come back and I tried to nap it, and it turns out to be not so cool. Yeah, that one's ruined. And that was already, well, no, that was not. I was going to say that was already fairly good quality stuff, but it's not fairly good quality stuff. Yeah, this is the good stuff. So I just wanted to give you an idea of what the process is that I go through. What else was I going to mention? Sometimes I'll do this too. It looks like it's been heat treated, but it's not, right? So I'll just write raw on it just so I can remind myself. So I don't get confused. This will probably go in, well, let's see. I think this is Tecovas Jasper. So from what I remember, it does not need much heat. So I'm going to keep it out of this batch. This batch is going up above 350, and I don't want to do that with this one here. I think this benefits from 300 degrees, but I could be wrong. It could need more than 350, but I'm not taking a chance. I'll slowly ramp up with the next batch. And what that means is I'll put it in at 275 if I hear no heat pops, like it's in the background while I'm napping. If I hear, oops, heat's too high. But it usually does not do that at 275. Okay, so it's gone for an hour at 275. No problems. Okay, crank it up to 300. Listen. I'm in here for several hours a day. I'll listen. No heat pops, nothing. Turn it up to 325 after an hour. And I just ramp it up, or maybe even 30 minutes at a time. If I'm in here, right? If I'm not in here, what I'll do is I'll set the alarm on my clock, on my phone. Set the clock alarm on my phone for an hour or so, or maybe 2 hours, and then I'll have to listen to my alarm to come back and sit there and listen if there's any heat pops, because it will continuously pop, right, for a long time. I had to, I might miss it and turn it up accidentally, which may ruin a bunch of stuff. But if I don't have time and I have to come back and forth, I'm taking that risk, right? So in that case, I will put stone in that I pretty much know what temperatures they heat at, and I'm pretty safe. But I'll still listen and see. Before I raise it up, I'll listen. I'll sit there for 10 minutes, or I'll do something in the shop so where I can hear. If there's no little crackles, I'll turn it up. Okay, so what I'm going to do is finish this out, test it all. If it's good, it goes in the good pile. If it's not so good, it goes in the not so good pile. I'll write the heat numbers on it, and then stick it back in, raise it up higher. Now, I've been known to crank it all the way up to the temperature I want instead of ramping it up. But lately, I've been ramping it up slowly. Hey, Kevin. I've been ramping it up slowly because I've been getting a big variety of stones from different sources, and it takes way too long to cook a little batch here, a little batch here, a little batch here from all these different areas. So I just throw it all in together. That way I can start at 275, check it out later, let it cool for 12 hours obviously, and then take it out, check them all like this, and then take out the good stuff, put back the bad stuff, write the heat number, heat it again, turn it off, wait 12 hours, check them all out again. Good stuff in that pile, not so good in the other pile. Write the heat numbers down. Again, repeat until I get up to 450 degrees, which is the limit on this one. And that's how I do it. I think I'm getting distracted by Kevin, but I think that's a good review on what I do. Okay, and it's a good way for new guys to do it too, because you don't always know what heat to heat it at, even if you're looking at a chart like from Puget Sound Nappers, Puget, Puget Sound Nappers has a chart on their website on what temperatures to heat it at. for me, that didn't really work with the stones that I have. So this is, in my opinion, this is the better way to go about doing the heat treating. Okay, so that's it. I think this went a little bit longer than I wanted, but I just wanted to show you what I do, because I'm not sure that I made this clear in previous videos. Alrighty, say goodbye, Kevin. I don't talk. Okay, that's it.